Okay, as promised, I'm going to take you with me on my trip to Melaka. I know you'll enjoy it. I haven't been there since 2008 when I was there on a cruise, way before I moved to Malaysia, so I was interested to see how it's changed. It's changed quite a bit, but it's still retained its beautiful charm. Melaka was founded in the 1400s. During the 16th century, Melaka had developed into the most important trading port in Southeast Asia due to its strategic position in the Straits of Malacca, which provides a direct route between India and China. Merchants from China, India, and Europe were regular traders then who passed through the port. All these gave birth to the legacy of the rich heritage community Peranakan. Peranakan means local born. The Peranakan traces their origins back to the voyage of Chinese Admiral Chen Ho in 15th century and is characterized by their unique hybridization of ancient Chinese with local regional cultures, resulting from interracial marriage. The Peranakan men are known as Baba, and the women are known as Nonya. Since it had been so long since I've been in Melaka, I wanted to find a hotel that was right in the heart of things. I certainly found the right place with the Baba House. It's located only about a block and a half off Jonker Street, which is the main drag. It's a quieter street too, so that's nice. Anyway, I loved the hotel. It's just been redone, I think, and it's just beautiful. I have a video of just the hotel, which I'll put the link in the comments below. The first day I was there, I just sort of wandered around looking at the beautiful architecture. It's so different than the rest of Malaysia. You know you're in the heart of Melaka when you see these red buildings around the circle. It's right before the bridge that goes into the old quarter. I was hungry from driving down from KL, so I just got a pizza in Geographies, which, as I mentioned before in another video, was there when I was there in 2008. So it was a familiar sight to me, one of the only ones I have to admit. I really recommend their pizza though, it was delicious. After lunch, I just walked around some more, admiring the beauty of the charming city. A little later, I found this charming little coffee shop off the beaten path, but it was lovely. It was pretty hot, so I went back to the hotel after a while and relaxed on the roof deck where they have these beautiful, beautiful wading pools and lounges overlooking the sea. It's a nice touch, I can tell you. I took a little nap, and later that evening I went out to dinner at a place just about half a block away. It's called Salute, and they have Spanish tapas. I thought the restaurant was good, but they tried to pull a fast one on me, and I can't believe they did this. I ordered a salad that was supposed to have goat cheese, tomatoes, greens, olives, and almonds on top. Well, when the salad came, I could tell right away it wasn't goat cheese, and I didn't see any olives either. And there weren't even almonds. They used walnuts instead. So I talked to the waiter, and I guess the owner or manager came over to talk to me about it. And she said, oh yes, it's so hard to get goat cheese, and it's so hard to get black olives. She didn't mention why it was walnuts rather than almonds. She did offer a discount, but I think I should have been informed beforehand that the salad was going to be completely different than what it was advertised. It was still delicious though, so I didn't really mind. And it turned out just fine because in the end, she brought me a cheesecake dessert for free. I just was surprised they didn't mention they didn't have half the ingredients. The next day I walked down to the bridge and got tickets to go on the river cruise, which I had heard you had to do. My friend Jill did it at night, but she said it was probably better during the day. It was overpriced because I'm a foreigner, but they always do that to foreigners here. Anyway, it was lovely, and once you got going, the cool breeze was nice. I think this is probably one of the things that's changed the most since I was there in 2008, was the riverfront. It looked lovely, filled with shops and restaurants, mostly open at night, I'd say. But they also had a really interesting thing that looked like murals everywhere, all over the buildings. And it made some, sort of plain buildings into something wonderful and works of art. I thought this bridge looked like the Rialto in Venice. They do say Melaka is like the Venice of Malaysia. The river tour takes about 40 minutes. It wasn't very full since it was during the week, and I liked that a lot. Here's some scenes from the river cruise. It's really relaxing and I recommend it. There's a restaurant right along the river called Gravy Baby. Now it's a chain because I know they have one in KL, but I thought I would give it a try anyway. I luckily got a table right by the window with a beautiful view of the river. It was so nice. I ordered a pastrami sandwich, but they were out of pastrami. But at least they told me, unlike the restaurant the night before. So I had a roast beef sandwich instead, and it was delicious. This place had the biggest menu I think I've ever seen. Now normally I would find that a turnoff because that doesn't mean things are probably fresh, but you could tell from what the menu was that most of the things probably were fresh and everything looked good. I had a delicious blood orange cooler. It was so refreshing. I did a little shopping after that, and I actually found a nice incense holder in box. Now I don't use incense a lot, but it's nice to have, I think. And it made a nice souvenir because I collect boxes. Here, let me show it to you. Isn't this pretty? It has a magnet and everything. But I don't know if you can tell how beautifully ornate the top is carved. Well, I'm sure it's probably machine made, but it's pretty nonetheless. After shopping, I stopped at the Stolen Cup for a coffee. It was a really cool place. You can tell by these videos and pictures. The coffee was good, and I actually splurged and had a chocolate croissant too, which was excellent. I went back for my afternoon siesta at the hotel. It's so cool and nice there. I had a nap and then got ready for dinner. I decided I just wanted something light, so I just went back to Geographies and had a chicken sandwich. The next morning, I got up again and had breakfast at the hotel. As I mentioned in my hotel review video, the breakfast is just sort of, okay, nothing special. But it's nice that it's included in the price of your room. When I was there in 2008, I had done this taming Siri thing before. It's this thing that goes up real high and turns around, and you can get a 360-degree view of Melaka. Taming Siri is a shield. It was really nice. And it had some fabulous views, as you can see here. But I thought again, it was a little overpriced. I think it was 30 ringgit, which I think the whole thing lasted maybe 10 minutes. Still, if you haven't done it before, I think it's worth doing. Since I was also researching Melaka for my Retire to Malaysia series, I decided to go to a local mall to see what that was like. Well, certainly nothing like the malls in KL. It was nice because it was so uncrowded. That was a real plus, I'd say, in my book. And I have to admit, I stumbled into the Apple store and ended up buying an iPhone 14. I really needed a new phone since, as some of you may know, I've been doing all of this on my iPhone 8. So this is my first video with my new phone. Let me know if you see a difference. Tell me in the comments. For dinner, I wanted to go to this place called Baboon Cafe, which was right near the hotel. And I got there, and the door was closed, and it said it was closed. Well, I didn't realize that it's only a breakfast and lunch place. So I was disappointed, but since I was near Gravy Baby, I went back there again and had some nachos and a couple of margaritas too. It was nice to be on the river again, and it has a different feeling at night. I got to bed pretty early because I was tired from all the walking around, but I've really enjoyed my stay in Melaka. The next morning, I got up, and instead of going to the free breakfast in the hotel, I went back to the Baboon house because I knew they would have a lovely breakfast. I guess I was really early because I got there at 10 and I was the only one there. But the staff was nice and the breakfast was very good, as you can see here. It's just such a cool place. All these plants everywhere and antiques on the walls. I just thought it was great. They're known for burgers, and if it had been later in the day, I would have tried their burger. But as it was, I had sort of like a full English breakfast. After that, I just headed back for the 2-hour drive to KL. You know, it really isn't that far, and I know I'm going to be going to Melaka more often. I would say if you're visiting Malaysia, don't miss Melaka. It's really different than the rest of Malaysia, and so beautiful. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I had to put up that video of me cooking mac and cheese last week. It was all I had in reserve, and I was on vacation actually. But I could see you all weren't that interested in it, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. I see that you don't really want to watch me cooking. Or touring haunted houses, I found that out too. As part of my Retirement in Malaysia series, I will have an upcoming video on retiring in Melaka and what that's like. I found an expat there and I hope to interview her about what it's like to live there as an expat. So stay tuned for that. Well, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I have more videos coming, that's for sure. Talk to you later. Bye.